I got the sides of her mouth too downturned, and they aren't quite in the photograph. So I'm going to continue on her face today. Hopefully I can finish this face and move on to something else. Got a little thunder action going on outside. I love thunder. I'm studying her mouth and how it's forming, the words that she's singing. And I've got to try to replicate that. Once I get the features of the face to where I like it, then I can start working on the rest of her head, her ears, and then the rest of her body, and then finally the hair. I flattened the back of her head a little bit because when she was a little baby, they carried her in a cradle board. And the cradle board had a tendency to make the head a little flatter in the back because of the tightness that they put the baby in that cradle board. I'll wait to put the hair on her after I get her upper part of her dress done. Right now, all I'm going to care about is getting the shape of the head right. Now I'm still thinking of putting the blanket on her, but I think what I'll do is I'll have her arm. It'll give an interesting, I'll show you what I'm thinking of. I'm just thinking what can I do? Do I start that arm now? Yeah, I think it will. I'll save that clay for later. Now this is what I'm thinking, is having her hand holding on to the robe, and the robe going down and up into her hand, and then where she's gripping the robe itself. Could make a very interesting shape. And some interesting wrinkles in the blanket. That's my thinking. And then have the other part of the robe out here and blowing in the wind. Yeah, I think that's a good level for the hand and the feather. This is just blocking in. I'm not sculpting it yet. I'm just trying to put it in my mind here. I'm still imagining how to work this. I have to pull the blanket out here. It sort of draws your attention up to there. Yeah, something like that. Well, before I can do this, I got to do the dress. And so let's get busy on that. I'll set the clay aside here. I think you can see what I'm thinking I'm doing. And I think it will add a lot to the story. Pasta machine comes in real handy for doing that kind of sketching in and blocking in. There has to be a certain stiffness to the clay, though, if you're going to run it through your pasta machine, because if your clay is too soft, it will bubble up and break and not come out very good. So anyway, I'm going to continue on with the dress of the woman now and take the feather away, because I'm going to have to do that in probably monster clay, the feather. I will put the ears on. Because her hair goes behind her ears. And the braids are rather thick braids. I'm just going to sketch in the ears right now. I thought of having the blanket over her head, but the more I thought about it, I didn't like the idea of her head or face being in shadow of the blanket, so I decided to put it behind her head a little bit, not quite completely covering the head. the ears sort of tell me whether the head's going to work or not, and it does look like it's going to work out just fine. I'll work on her nose and all this stuff later on, but right now let's get this address going. By the way, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I've got another doctor's appointment in Bozeman, and so what I do today will be the last for this week, and then I'll pick it up next week. Now she's got a bottom part of this upper blouse coming down about right there. Now, if I'm going to put the blanket on her, I'm not going to worry about anything past here. I'm just going to worry about this side or this much of the dress here, because this will be exposed because of the blanket sitting on top of this part. So, I'm sorry, I've got this clay out of frame. Anyway, all right, I've got a bunch of soft clay here, so her belt is gonna be high, and her blouse is pulled tight, so there's no undercut of where the breasts are. She's wearing a square buckle too, is on the belt. So I'm putting clay underneath the lower edge of the blouse to strengthen up the wrinkles, so when I work those wrinkles, they'll work out fine. The joint of my thumb hurts like crazy. I'm sure it's because I've done this for years, pressing with it. Doing the belt now helps me to work out the wrinkles coming from it. From 100, I mean. Just doing the belt buckle. Now she has the loose part of the belt coming down and hanging down, so that's going to be underneath the blanket, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in anyway, because I never know how much is going to show. And she has another part of the dress that's on top of this dress, and that's what I'm putting on now. Okay, I'm just blocking in the hair right now. I'm not making it permanent yet. I just want to see how it's going to look. And she's got some loose hair that comes down in front of her ear a little bit. These will be braids. There's a roughness underneath the, at the bottom edge of this blouse. And I think it's because it's a heavy wool. Now I'm using a scrubbing tool for my kitchen to give that look. It gives it a break between this texture and this texture. And anything I can do to make it a little more interesting and well, this is where I'm going to leave it for this week. I'll see you guys next week. As you can see, it's starting to take shape. I put the extension for the belt that's hanging loose. It's gonna probably be covered, but I've just for my own self, I wanted to put it on there. I'm liking the way this is turning out. Still got a lot of work on it, but it's coming together pretty quick. All right, everybody, have a great night, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend and a safe one. Thanks for watching me this week. And I'd really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you like my video, so that you can be updated every time I create a new clay or work on one. All right. Good night, everybody. See you next week. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really would help me. Also, check out the link below this video. It will take you to a review of my 9 instructional videos that could be very helpful to you if you're thinking of sculpting. Good night, everybody.